everybody in attendance, for everybody watching home live and pay-per-view, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, and it's about to go down! 3 5-minute rounds on the lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, and he weighed in at 154.4 pounds. He has a professional record of 4 wins and only 5 defeats. He represents Trevor Prangley's MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Owen Robinett! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at ready 155.2 pounds. He has a professional MMA record of 4 wins and only 1 defeat. He represents Subhounds and Genesis Training Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Colorado's king of violence, Miguel Barrientos! Third man in the cage, Mr. Armando Castro.
We may have to save that story for another time because Miguel Barrientos has worked fast.
Yeah, Mara.
Don't want to miss any action.
He's got that look like he's ready to hunt.
This is potentially Miguel's last fight at 55 before making the descent down to 45. Slip on the kick from Robinett. Barrientos doesn't entertain the ground at all, lets him get right back up.
Miguel at 45 sounds like a problem. He wants Miguel on the ground. I think he's slipping on purpose, which sounds dumb, but he may be.
That or he's just fine with slipping. Like, he may be naturally slipping, but he's cool with it. Has no problem of, if I fall and he follows me down here, that's where I want to be anyway.
Good overhand left.
Barrientos measuring, trying to find his shot. Front kick to the face lands by Robinett. Leg kick from Robinett. A couple of naked leg kicks.
Yeah, Robinett better be careful with those naked leg kicks, keeping that chin a little high and that mouth open right now. Miguel's just, you can see it in his eyes. He's setting everything up, waiting for that right shot.
One thing, though, that Miguel could be doing a little bit more of right now, though, is feinting.
Yeah, instead of just kind of...
He's marching him down, no problem. But gather some intel, find some openings, set some traps, create an angle off of it.
Absolutely. I do like his pace because I think he's aware he's fighting 5 minutes, so he's breaking him down systematically.
Certainly. Blitz from Robinett is met by a clinch exchange from Miguel Barrientos. Body lock for Robinett. Warning for the fence grab to Barrientos.
Reset. What? Hey, what?
Knee lands to the head from the clinch.
Good rotation of pressure by Miguel.
Barrientos short knees to the legs.
Miguel's going to break away back to the feet.
Reset into the center of the cage. Stiff low kick from Robinett.
Robinett's calf showing some signs of some damage there.
Does look a little swelled. I will say Robinett has a good feint game going right now. It is making Miguel have to think.
He's got his respect back. That's the most important thing for Robinett so far.
Miguel's so patient though, and once he decides to explode, it could be insanely quick. Beautiful calf kick, Miguel.
Scooping that lead leg. Miguel does have opportunities though when Martinet is just blitzing on a straight line, right? So Miguel is also kind of retreating in a straight line. If he were to just step off angle, he has a check hook or he can work something directly with an angled counter. As opposed to right there, we just saw them go coast to coast from one side of the cage to the other in a straight line.
Yeah, it was a pretty ballsy blitz from Robinett, but it got the job done and got Barrientos in the cage. Barrientos nice to flip position here.
Robinett's squeezing on something. I don't know if he was just trying to dig for his underhook or what.
Go in on the legs.
Double leg at the end of the round, secured by Barrientos.
That was a good back and forth round.
Good back and forth round at the end, but Barrientos did start to almost get that 10-finger grip up against the fence at the very end, but just not enough time to be able to completely lock in the submission lock there. Now, we also got to take a look and factor in how does the altitude difference here come into play for someone coming from out of state like Robinett? You know, Miguel is a guy who he will scrap to the last breath, but we did see fatigue become a factor in that last fight. Though it is worth noting that Badajonia coming from out of state also comes from a high altitude location in Albuquerque. If you're Brandon Waters, what are you offering to Miguel Barrientos in this in-between round, in this intermission here, Josh?
Just an invitation to throw more volume and more feints like you were saying earlier.
Josh, how about for Owen?
Owen is keep those teeps in Miguel's face, get those jabs, and be careful with those blitzes. Keep that chin tucked.
Let those hands go, Miguel.
And Robinett's awkward, right? Like he's funky. So when you have somebody who's a little bit more unorthodox, sometimes it does take a little bit to figure them out.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Sometimes you can be too technical against an awkward guy, and his awkwardness can throw you off.
And again, we talked about the straight line evasion for Miguel, but we could also talk about how there could be some opportunities opened up if Robinett were to not work on such a straight line and maybe work a little bit more laterally to create an angle for himself. Because now Miguel just has to respect a linear attack as opposed to something coming from side to side.
Miguel found his range on that last strike. But like I said, I think more volume would be his best advice. He needs to start tagging him more.
Miguel certainly hits harder, and he digs to the body hard with the right hand.
That was almost a dangerous one, too, Mr. Owen.
Big elbow from the top lands for Barrientos. Butterflies in place for Owen, but Miguel's starting to unload now. Miguel violent, but he's got to be careful not to get reckless. The hips are starting to get active for Robinett, but Miguel is still continuing to unload with the damage.
Owen ate a fair bit of that, I'm not going to lie.
Little bit of space here before they get to the dead spot for Barrientos and Robinett. Robinett trying to get active with his hips. Massive elbow lands for Barrientos. Oh my lord, you could hear that through our headsets.
Strong skin from Owen, though. I don't think it's split open quite yet.
See a little blood. I don't know if that's from the nose or if that's a cut, but Barrientos now works in a hook. Barrientos starting to try to work for a rear naked choke.
Miguel's got a neck crank.
Nasty face crank right in front of us. Robinett is weathering the storm so far.
Doing a good job fighting the hands over here.
Crisis
Cage
averted
walking.
in the moment for Robinett.
That blood's coming from the nose.
Oh, he got that snatched in there.
It's in, it's in.
That's tight. That's tight.
That's it. Miguel Barrientos.
Miguel Barrientos by rear naked choke.
King of violence indeed.
Absolutely. Big finish in the main event for Miguel Barrientos.
Jordan, did you just hit your head on this big metal beam?
So bad. I just,
That's what that noise was?
Uh,
That's crazy.
yeah, that was my head.
Man, even when you're watching the sport, you still take damage.
Oh.
Yeah, CTE going around for everybody today, ladies and gentlemen.
Free hand.
Nobody's safe even on the broadcast desk. I like that Josh is getting great pleasure out of my pain over here. I
I knew
his
that
face
theme
is
was
now
gonna be a
finally matching his
problem.
red beard and hair. Made it all the way until the finish of the main event, but without bumping my noggin in my confined space spot on the desk.
Yeah, Miguel. It's like,
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
And
it's
looking at a
Mr.
contender here.
Castro steps in 4 minutes and 7 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner via submission by rear naked choke, Miguel Barrientos. Thank you. Good job, man. Turn your ass around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with their winner, Colorado's own Miguel Barrientos. As always, sir, welcome home, welcome back to the club. Of course, I've seen you fight since your debut at 5280, all the way to here. You becoming an amateur champion, and now, man, your professional record is amazing. And now you have a submission victory to add to your victories here. I have to say, you were showing a lot of composure there, and it looked like you were taking the game anywhere you wanted to. What was the game plan coming in?
Calm, precise, and just real professional. That's how a pro fights. Patience, timing, and shit. And being Mexican.
I will say, man, I've watched you fight pretty much everybody, and you always have this tint of anger to you. Owen is a really, really nice guy,
Yeah.
and he was talking to you during the fight. How difficult was that to move around?
Hey, that's a tough guy. It don't matter if they're nice, angry. I see them the same. I'm coming in here to kill. And that's it.
So everybody now hates that calf kick of yours. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor, man. Is there some people you would like to thank?
Yeah. First, thanks to my sponsors. Horacio, muchas gracias por el apoyo. Al número y mano. Te damos gracias a mi familia. Maxine, the people I train with. This is everyone. Y que arriba México!